dun, dun. G'day fellas, welcome to another video, Outback Mini Models. It's Clam again. What do we got in front of us? We have a Kinetic RG31. It's an Mark V US Army Mine Protected Armored Personnel Carrier. How do I know that? Because I just read it. It's a 1/35 scale kit. I got this on sale today after work at the hobby shop. You see the big special sticker. So big thanks to the guys at BB's Hobbies for always looking after me when I go in there. Yeah, I can't thank them enough. So kit does retail for $80 or $79.95 if you want to save yourself 5 cents. It's $80. That's what I call it. Here in Australia, or at this particular hobby shop, but because it's on special, it was $59.95. So yeah, Australian dollars. So what that equates to about about 40 American, give or take. I don't know what the current exchange rate is, but yeah, it's give or take a few dollars. And gives you the length down the bottom. The vehicle is going to be 174 millimeters, and if you don't know millimeters, it's about 17.5 centimeters. If you're talking about inches, it's about half a foot, I think. No, yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Heather's beside me trying to explain it, whispering, being really nice, trying to explain it to me. But yeah, it's about half a foot, something like that. And it's 60 mils wide, 78 millimeters high. Okay, sorry about the lights on the desk too. I've got LED lights and stuff everywhere. And there are 520 plus parts, so it's not a huge kit or a huge part count, which is good. It's not like the 1,000 plus parts that some of us sort of build these days, which is getting kind of stupid. But anyway, on the side of the box, and I can't zoom out anymore, guys, it's just how my gimbal is set up for my camera. And if you want to read that and hit pause, be my guest. Alright, so there, and then it tells you here, it just says model features, one piece slide molded body part, photo etched parts included, super detailed suspension, rubber tires, and realistic interior details. And Kinetic, being really nice people, they've included some real photographs of the real vehicle. Okay, and the photos are by Ralph. He's going to kill me because I don't know how to say his last name. Svilling. I think that's it. But yeah, they're his photographs, so they're going to give him credit for that, for putting his beautiful photos on the box. Nothing on this side, and both the short sides have this on the sides. There's no point showing you that. So we're going to crack the box open, and we're going to show the contents and talk about the kit. Cracking the box open. Instructions. Alright, everything's there. We'll get to that soon. Alright, so we've got a nice colour call out sheet here, and it's got all the brand names on it, Kinetic, and all. As more than ever now, we're just seeing more and more of these colour call outs provided. Profiles by the guys at MIG Ammo. Alright, but it's a really nice picture. You can't really say it's a bad thing. It's good that they give you colour ones these days. But yeah, they're all your colours that you're using. US modern vehicles. And was it grey? We've got silver. We've got rubber tyres, crystal red, gunmetal, crystal periscope green, matte black, crystal orange, and then there's some combination color here, okay, which is, they should have really labeled that here. So if the guys at Kinetic are watching this, and this is probably something you could probably correct, and it just saves people like me who don't really know all the numbers and that, and don't have the list, and saves them from actually going online and looking at it to find out what that is. And that way you can just, just do it, get it done, and it's there ready to go. But tells you here, see, 94 plus 195, whether that's a misprint, that should be 45. I don't know. Like it says here, that's the mixture to do, and it doesn't really tell you if it's 50-50 or whatever. So yeah, unless it's in instruction books, what we're going to find out. Okay, and there's nothing on the back, it's just the blank side. All right, so in the instruction books, all your little diagrams or little logos that tells you what to do: drill, remove, ×2, bend. So that's I'd say that's a PE thing. Optional, you got decals, super glue, fill the hole, don't glue or no cement, and be careful, guys. And the tools recommended: cement, side cutters, modeling knife, tweezers, and 50,000 other tools that us modelers sort of normally have on the modeling bench. But for a beginner, I mean, that'll get you started. And we've got a sprue map. Okay, so it's quite a few sprues on here, and there's your checklist. So you know, when you get your kit, go through it, making sure that all these things are here. Okay, and if you are missing, there's the part, gives you a part code list. So just get in contact with Kinetic and just email them, say, look, you know, this this sprue is missing out of the box, you know, what can you do for me? And always be nice. You know, being nice doesn't really hurt. Doesn't really hurt people too much these days, so it's good. Aftermarket service card, yeah, but that's it. Step 1, okay, and I do advise going through this instruction book if you are new to modeling. Okay, if you're an experienced modeler, sort of no need to listen to me here, but if you are new to modeling, make sure you go through instruction book and plan your build. Okay, so you probably won't understand this if this is your first model, but always plan your build, and it just makes sub-assemblies easier. And you know, you can plan your when it gets to the paint stage, because you slap your model together and all of a sudden you've got to paint it, and you're not going to be able to paint it because there's things in the way and things like that. So yeah, just plan your build, go through instructions. If you've got to get your pen, write a note throughout your instructions. That's another good tip as well, guys. All right, so all the parts here, we're building the I call it the V hole. Okay, so it's the mine resistant part of the vehicle. So looks like we've got the transmission case all through here, your gearbox, your drive shafts. We've got some, I'd say they're air tanks down the bottom here, and that's all in step 2. Various guards that go on here. All right, and completed drawing, and I love how they do this. Okay, and I'm going to mention this because the current build I'm doing, and if you are following me on whether it's Outback Mini Models on the Facebook page, or you know, you follow me regularly on this YouTube channel, the kit that I'm building, and I'm not going to mention any names, they give you terrible instructions on what the build stage in the instruction book, and it's just, it makes you want to pull your hair out. So thumbs up to Kinetic for actually providing these pictures in here of what all these parts assembled should look like on the build. So now you go back to that and just check it. And step 4 looks like we're building all the section for the rear suspension. It looks like we've got some armor or some kind of plating here to protect the, looks like the transfer or the gearbox, I think it is, all through here. It could be in the bottom of the engine, who knows. I'm not really familiar with this vehicle, like I said earlier. Okay, we're building the diffs in step 6, and more drive shaft work. Hopefully you can see it. All right, so, and it does tell you little, I think the black, so keep an eye out throughout the instructions. These and it, oh nice, and it gives you the Tamiya call outs too, XF65 and then MIG colors, unless they're sprue. No, okay, scrap that. They're not Tamiya colors at all. XF is the sprue, and I thought, wow, how cool is that? But no, XF is the sprue, and that's your part number. Okay, so I was getting all excited then. And number 7, step 7, we've got assembly of the rear Oh, it looks like the diff, and a really nice close-up picture here, which is really cool. But instructions in theory and in practicality is two different things. All right, so we'll find out when we get to this build stage. Got the main console. Do you get a radio in here? Because I know in the other build I did, you got a radio. Doesn't look like one unless there's a microphone or something, who knows. But you can always get aftermarket radio kits and that for this thing. But we got steering wheel, decal instructions. Okay, so whether you got photographs of the real thing or you've got a reference book and you can decide to hand paint it all or whatever you want to do, but it's there anyway. Okay, so we've got the seat assembly, so we've got the crew compartment. All right, so that's there in step 10. We got, okay, A and B. All right, so in step 11 you've got A right, A. All right, so you got A left, right, A left, A right, and we've got B. So they're here, so take note of that. So you got A left, A right, and B. All right, so I'm not even sure what they are. So guys have written in these things, you can probably comment down below and tell me what these are. Alright, so but it's going to be fun to weather nonetheless. Step 12, we've got rear, I'd say they're rear seats, rear crew seats maybe, I'm thinking. And then so we've got some rear hatches on the roof. On there, in step 14, got some grab handles, and it does say do not glue. Okay, so something's going on there. Maybe they say don't glue to pop them down, so you can pop them open and show the detail. And I'd really like to know what the photo etch fret is on this. The photo etch is just called PE. Okay, so it's no special number, it's just PE. Alright, so we have a lot of parts going on here. Completed drawing. Alright. Heaps and heaps of stuff going down. Lights. A lot of grab handles. Okay, so we're not going to know what they look like until we get to the parts or to the sprues themselves. Whether you decide to make them out of brass wire or use a kit parts provided. We'll see, we'll find out. Okay, probably these ones here, these rails down here, I'll probably upgrading to wire, because I've always found in the past that the plastic handles tend to break off. And we've got a lot of spotlights, work lights, whatever you want to call them, all around the external of the vehicle on the roof. And we've got a antenna in step 19. And for a small vehicle, it's got quite a few steps, and this is the middle of the book, so we've got the staples and we're only halfway through. So we're putting the top half, two halves together. Okay, so this is probably something you want to think about before you slap these two together. Make sure all this is weathered before these two go together. And it looks like we've got the externals. Okay, so if you've built the Max Pro before, this vehicle is very similar. I don't know if they come out of the same factory, as in the manufacturers of the real vehicles themselves, of the Cougar. So a lot of it's very similar, just how all this stuff goes together. We've got we've got the bumper, or as I call it over here, bull bar, all at the front here. Grills, see the PE, see that's the PE parts there, PE 24. Some more PE going on here. Yeah, so that's 22, 23. 24 is building looks like more of the interior, the rear interior on the back here. Got the back door, or the back plate, and rear steps, and I'd say they're going to give you an option to have it opened or closed, so we're going to find out in a second. What do these look like? These look like door. They do not assemble if doors closed. Do not assemble if closed door. Alright, so there's an open option. Alright, so there's your open option, closed option. And then we've got you see decals are done. And then we got rear leaf springs. Alright. And then I'd say, hopefully they're one piece. Looks like they're one piece. Yay. Awesome. That's one piece of suspension. And we've got more, I think they're rear. So we've got the rear axle, assembly, drive shaft, diff. And we've got suspension, shock absorbers going in here. So they're all differently numbered, okay? So I dare say these are different, so make sure you either, just pay attention to what part numbers they are, because if you mix the wrong ones up, I guess you can have all sorts of troubles. But we've got rubber tires, and we have L2, I don't know if that's a poly cap or a plastic part itself. Alright, so there's that. We've got battery boxes, I'd say. Battery boxes are here. I'm not too sure, but storage boxes or step boxes or something on the side here. 31 looks like we're assembling the boom. Okay. The claw, the arm, whatever it is called. And we got the gunner's turret, well, the roof turret, if that's correct. Assembly here, step 34. Luckily the boom itself, it's not too, doesn't seem to be too overly engineered, so that's a nice thing. Alright, so it's another nice touch, and there's a lot of things here, so it is going to be workable, guys, so keep that in mind. So don't go gluing everything together, because there are some things here it says do not glue, so I think the arms are either going to slide out or pivot some way or form of another. Alright, so it's nice multi-part. Yeah, this is very similar to way the Cougar went together, the Panda kit. Okay, it's called an EOD figure. Ooh, we get an EOD figure, guys. Clear parts for the EOD figure. So we got one. So we've got like a artillery round there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 parts to make this EOD figure. So I think I'll be watching Hurt Locker again just to get some ideas of the, more like just weathering and details. Alright, so, and there's your paint list. Okay, so we have Migamo paint, we have Vallejo, we have Gunzy or Mr. Color, we have Tamiya, it gives you option here, enamel or acrylic paint, and we've got Humbrol enamels. Okay, so they seem to give you a full list, almost a full list here of the Vallejo model color, the crystal glass and the crystal smoke aren't in here, but you can definitely use, and I'm surprised that they didn't give you the Tamiya smoke colors here, because Tamiya have them, Humbrol have them as well. I'd say Gunzy has them. I don't really use Mr. Hobby, Mr. Color paints. I've got enough paints, so I don't really need to start a new range. But yeah, because the color list was a MIG ammo thing, a sponsor, I guess a sponsor or something like that, what you want to call it. It's going to be a full list there, of course, to make you buy their paint. So that's the instruction book. Alright, so let's dig into the kit, and I'm just going to pull stuff out as we go along. Alright, so if these are several bags, I might pull them out. There you go. Just because I like you guys, I'm going to take them out of bags. I did say I wasn't going to, but we're going to. Alright, so throw this over here. Get rid of some of this stuff on the bench, make some space. Alright, what sprue is this, guys? This sprue is sprue H. Alright, so I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. So this one here is the gunner's turret, the machine gun nest for this vehicle. Some nice detail in here. Not as sharp as I'd like it to be. I mean, I've seen, maybe I think we're just spoiled for choice now when it comes to some of this new stuff that's coming out. The details are really sharp and they just really pop. I think these ones here are a little bit soft, but don't take that as a bad thing. The details are still really nice, guys, but just it would have been nice just to have a little bit sharper. But that's just me. Some guys like its soft details and some guys like it really sharp. But yeah, and a little bit of flash. Okay, so a little bit of flash here and there. If that's something that you're really anal about and it annoys you, you're either gonna, you know, that's the decision that you've got to make when you go and buy this kit. All right, so that's all there. Here's the EOD figure, guys, and so we're gonna pop into this one sprue, and I think where's that clear part? Here it is. So the visor itself, they give it to you in a little drug dealer's bag. So we've got a little clear part here. Alright, so that's nice. I like how they protected that. And they just didn't throw it with the rest of the clear parts. So there's that. And the figure itself, yeah, it's not too bad. If you really want a nice figure, you'd probably end up going to source one aftermarket, or even just bang a new head on him or new face. But if you do that, you know, the visor's made for this figure. But if you buy a new figure, you probably end up getting a whole new visor thing anyway. So you know, that's once again where you decide to go with aftermarket stuff and upgrading this vehicle is entirely up to you. But you know, we'll give it a go at painting it. I'm no figure expert, figure masterclass. If you want to see a masterclass figure painting by Clem, don't watch this channel. Okay, because I won't be able to show you. Here's the top of the vehicle, or the cabin. I keep saying, I was about to say upper hull, but this is, yeah, it's not a tank. So, but yeah, here's the top part of the cabin for the vehicle, and let me get this open. Okay, the details here are quite nice. Okay, it's different to what we looked at on the first sprue. The details here are actually quite sharp. See the rivet, even the rivet detail is different. So whether this mold is from, like, these parts here is a generic sprue from, like, they use for all their other kits, who knows. But this one here doesn't seem to be as flashy as the first sprue that I showed you. And they've got this really weird stamp in here, so that's kind of annoying, but you're not going to see it once it's closed up. Check the pin marks in the roof of the vehicle. Okay, if there's any roof details you got to put in, we won't find that until later in the unboxing. But there are some crazy ejector pin marks here, all through here. But you know, it's up to you if you really want to get them out. I'm going to try and get them out just because it's going to annoy the crap out of me, knowing that they're in there and I didn't sand them out or fill them up. So yeah, that's that part. And then we got sprue. Well, this is a multi-sprue bag here. So we're gonna so we've got sprues XD and XE. Okay, so here's the suspension, and the mold lines actually pretty good. There's no, normally in the past when I built vehicles with like leaf spring suspension, you get these horrific mold lines right down the middle of it, and you've got to try and clean them all out in all the steps, and it's just an absolute pain in the butt. But I think Kinetic have worked out a way. I think it's a bit mold liney on the side. I think they might be mold lines on the side. just on the outside edge here. But just, yeah. I'm just going to leave all this stuff for now until it comes time to build. But yeah. But even these cards here aren't really flashy, which is nice. The dash is nice. You know, we've got like raised detail for all the dials and things like that, and then we've also got recessed panel lines in here for, like, you know, all the recessed detail work that's for the console. We've got some. I'm gonna say these are light guards, maybe. Don't quote me, because I guess I'm just guessing here. Here's the bumper, or part of the bumper, I think. Was that the rear? So that's the bumper here, but the details are quite nice. Nice little rivet detail there in the headlights. And remember, you're going to be putting P over this. See all the ejector pin marks. I guess they're in the right places. They're easy to remove, so that's a bonus. All right, so that's XD. And look at XC. XC. This looks like the arm that goes on top of the vehicle. That goes digging for mines. All right, so explosives. Hydraulic rams here. So I guess that's where the silver paint comes in. So when you're painting hydraulic rams, always remember too, it's really silver. Like, it's never sort of been around hydraulics and that before. Look at an excavator is probably, if you're in earth moving, have a look at the hydraulic rams that are on there. You'll notice that they're really clean, just because there's a rubber seal inside. There's normally like a black rubber seal, and that's really silver. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Sort of don't dirty them up too much, because they're constantly going in and out, cleaning out all the dirt and lubricated with oil. So, but that's pretty cool. Like, the detail there is really nice. I'm not gonna knock that. So, and we've got another bag here. If I can get into it. My goodness gracious me. Oh, here we go. This seems to be a really sticky bag. Alright, so we've got the rear door, or the rear panel, and that looks like the rear bumper there. So there's a couple little scratches. It's not major. Maybe that's just the injection process. I don't know whether that's spidering or that's a scratch. I don't think that's a scratch. I think it's just spidering on the plastic. You can see it down there. If I flick it around, I don't know if you'll see it or not, but it's just a little weird thing there. It doesn't affect the surface detail. So let's see. There's the door, the back of the door itself. So we've got, that's kind of nice. We've got all the wiring and all that sort of stuff behind the door. The wheel hubs, or the inside of the wheel hubs. Yes, this is very similar to building the Cougar. Just the way it all goes together, wheels and things. Nice aerials, and the armored window. Window parts on the side, doors. It looks like we got some. It looks like we've got like a ratchet winch here, I'm guessing. That's nice. If I can zoom in, I'll show you that. I mean, this part all, you see that? That's pretty cool. Like all the cog detail is really fine, and there's no like, I've got pretty crappy eyesight at the moment, so I'm wearing glass. I need to wear glasses, but from what I can see, if I don't know if you're watching this on a computer monitor or big TV or something like that, but I can't see any flash. There's a little weirdness here. I don't know what that is there, guys, but on this one here, it's just really sharp cog detail. So just be careful when you do cut these off in sanding, because if you, I don't know, one slip of the sander and all that detail disappears. And so, but that's a really nice touch there by Kinetic. And then we've got Sprue XF. Man, there's so many bags in there. So this is Sprue XF, and here's all your drive shaft details, and there are mold lines in here, guys, too. So all on the inside here, like, but it's right in the middle. It's nothing major. Like if you've just, what I've started using is Voyager Models PE mold line removal scraper. Like, they're really cheap. You can get these on B&A. Well, this is where we got ours from, but yeah, they're just all different sizes, curves, and you just basically run that down. Like, pick a size that you need to scrape down, then just basically run it down there, and it gets rid of the parts. And it's just a piece of PE, guys. That's basically it, thick PE.
It's made by Voyager Models.
Yeah, and Heather said it's made by Voyager Models. You hear in the background, sitting there quietly helping. All right, so what else do we have? Looks like that's the floor. No, it's not. That's the front. Looks like the firewall section of the cab. So your steering wheel column goes there. More buttons and your pedals and stuff like that. Alright, so, and all these little fine details. Like, so there's your grab handles there. So just look at them now. They're looking a bit how you going, how's your mother sort of thing. So I reckon we're going to be like not using those and just getting some K&S brass wire and just making our own. I think it's probably the best way to go with these, just to be on the safe side, because I don't trust myself cutting them off the sprue. I reckon I'll snap them, and either that'll take a big chunk out of it. And we have Sprue XG. Alright, so here's all the sides. Looks like storage, like all the storage boxes and stuff on the side of the vehicle, toolboxes and what do you want to call them on the side here. They surprisingly look really nice. And seats, oh wow, okay, the seat detail is really nice too, guys. Like, just the recess, and it's almost looks like it's got like a I haven't really looked inside any reference photos. Like I said at the start of the video, guys, I only just got this kit today, so haven't really had a chance to look at anything on this vehicle. But there's actually seat texture on here, which is a really nice touch. And you can definitely tell the difference between, like, even just exterior to, you know, there are different textures on this vehicle, even to the seat here. It almost looks like it's a fabricy sort of cloth detail, which is kind of cool. You got your exhaust pipe down here. I think that's it. You got your air tanks for your air supply for the brakes down here, and they look like the parts for the interior, the front, I think, behind the seats. Yeah, so that, remember, there was like left and right, A left and A right. Okay, instructions. So that's those. And then we have Sprue's XC, which is, this will be the lower part of the vehicle. You see the V-hole. All right, very typical of all the new modern American vehicles for the troops, or the mine resistant vehicles they're bringing out now, which is really smart. All right, so you can see it there. So it's going to be a fairly biggish vehicle to build, so it's not going to be massive and it's not going to be tiny. It's going to be just a nice size, comfortable size to be building. And we have, what else we got here? This is Sprue XB. Okay, so we've got more axles or diffs. Here's all your shock absorbers here. So see, it goes from 68, excuse me, all the way up to 81. Oh no, it doesn't. 68 to goes to 72, and it jumps up to 76 to 80. Yeah, but 73 and 81 sort of, I don't think they're part of it. There's something else. So all that's your shock absorbers for the rear. Just shows you how heavy this vehicle is. Oh my god. Okay, so these are all the, okay, I want to zoom in a bit here. Alright, so here are all those tiny little grab handles I was showing you earlier. You see how small they are, like they're tiny, and it's going to be a real mission to sort of clean and cut. Why do it? Pain in the butt. Alright, so we got D shackles. What else we got? This must be more part of the bumper, I think. That's nice. I really like that. That's a really nice detail there. And there are the rear hatches for the top. Right, so the back of the vehicle, back of the cab at the back. Here's your doors. Nice thick armoured doors with some nice details inside. So if you love weathering and putting washes on your model as much as I do, you're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of protruding detail on this vehicle. And almost down to the bottom of the kit. No, just kidding. There's still quite a few bags to go. Alright. We have another one. I don't know what's going on here. There must be an optional options here. More leaf springs. This one must be another sprue. I think we've gone through this sprue before, but yeah. More fuel tanks, or air tanks, sorry, here. And then we got another axle. And what's this? No, it's only a twin axle vehicle, so it's yeah. I wonder why we're getting all this extra stuff here. Does that go on the outside, or not too sure, unless that's an updated version or a different variant. If you go back what I just showed you, if you missed it, you get two, so unless one's a closed option and one's an open option, I'm not too sure. That's probably the only difference here between the two. And there are holes like on this one, not on this one, so yeah, so that's something I might have to get back to you on at a later date. I'll work it out. Alright, so that's that sprue. And we have a crap ton of clear parts. Alright. So we've got windows. And I'm not going to take these out of the bags, guys, because I do not want to scratch these or any dust getting in these bags at all for the time being. So you've got a lot of clear parts. Remember how I'm going through the instructions, there was a lot of like exterior work lights, spotlights on the outside of the vehicle. Hence all the clear plastic parts. Alright, so there's more there. And then we've got all the windows, all the bulletproof glass on this one. And finally we have more parts. Alright, so, and there might be an inside outside option, like you got the window itself, and then you've got either that, we're going to have a lot of spare parts left over for other builds for our parts box as well. So that's that. We have here, looks like a shovel. Okay, we have a shovel, And then that looks like, I don't know, see, it's just weird. I'm not really understanding these parts list at the moment, but that looks like for the roof, maybe the machine gun turret thing on top of the vehicle. There's that. And then we got a bag of, and yes they are, so they are poly caps that we were talking about in the instructions that we weren't too sure. I'm not going to get these out. We've all seen poly caps and we've all seen rubber ties, but actually the rubber ties seem nice. This is going to be an absolute bitch to get into with that wrecking the bag. It's all heat sealed. But if you can see it, there are no mold lines on these tires on the side, so that is also another very nice touch by Kinetic. That, you know, normally you get mold lines straight down the middle of the wheel or the tire. It's just a pain in the ass to get off, so something that we are not going to have to do, so it saves a lot of time. Right, and a couple of more sprues left in the bag. Sorry about the long video, guys, there's just a lot of stuff to get through. And I'm trying to film all this in one hit without having to edit it, so I just don't get time to edit videos much these days at the moment. Hopefully in a few months I will, because our workload will die off a bit. So here we've got another console. Okay, so you're probably gonna have a spare console for your bits box, and got some more seats. All right, and then we have some fire extinguishers, some more handles, and we got some, looks like toe points or lift points. See, more hatches, more checkered checker plating here, so, and all your crew seats inside. All right, crew seats look pretty cool. I like that because they're one piece, and there's some weirdness here on the seat as well. All right, looks like maybe that's trying to replicate a ripped seat. I'm not too sure. You can see that in that middle seat here. I don't know if that's supposed to be there or that's just a bit of an imperfection, like a scratch during just packaging. And look at this nasty bit of flesh. My oh my oh my. Alright, so there. But it's funny, and okay, and I'm going to mention this again. Some of the sprues do not have 1 ounce of flash on it. On the other hand, some of the other sprues we've looked at, no, there's flash, bit more flash. So I don't know whether it's just the mold itself, or these are off. You know, these are generic parts for other vehicles. Okay, or these are older sprues or something like that. Not too sure, because they normally have dates on these sprues, like they'll tell you when they were knocked out. Alright, so, but it doesn't on this one. So there's that one. And then our last couple of things we're going to be looking at before we close up this video is the PE fret. Alright, so you don't get a piece of cardboard or anything on this one, not even a piece of plastic. So when you are cutting things out, you know, you're going to have parts flying around everywhere. But you can see, I'm going to bring you down for this one because this is actually quite tricky to look at at a long distance. So we've got all these little bits here, whether they're for the lights, I'm not too sure. But then we've got all these fine meshy details for the grills and all the covers on the outside of the vehicle. Alright, so we've got, and we do have some folding, and this looks like some kind of radio box, like communication box or something like that. And then there you go. I think that there, I'm not too sure what that is. I was about to say that's a UHF radio hand mic, or not a UHF, but the two-way radios. Excuse me. But yeah, it's just weird how this kit is, how it's all laid out. All right. But that's not a bad thing. It's just different. Alright, so that's the PE sheet. It's there. But it was on the very bottom of the box too, guys. So that's a bonus. That's the way they've packed it. Flat on its back. And the final thing I want to show you is the decal sheet. Alright. Not the best looking decals in the world. Okay, there are better decals out there. We would like to see decals from Cartograph in this kit, just because of what you pay for it. Throwing in just a nice sheet of decals in there. But I like how they've got all like the, I'm not too sure if you can even read this. I'd have to put this under a magnifying lamp or something. But these numbers here you can read. I'm not too sure if you can read that. Like I said, I'd have to put this under like a magnifying lamp or something. But they've got the hearing protection sign, like the symbol there. So all your safety sort of signs, which is kind of cool. It's a nice touch. But I'm worried about all these ones here. Okay, all these decals on here. It's not a big thing. I mean, it's not like you can sit there and go, oh, I can read that or I can't read that. And the thing's that small anyway. I don't think most people even bother to read it. But it does say they're designed by Cross Delta. Okay. I don't remember these. Yeah, I honestly don't remember using Cross Delta decals in the on the Max Pro kit model that I built. Could be wrong, but anyway, that's the review of the RG31 by Kinetic 1/35 scale. Sorry about the long video, but that's what's in the box. So I will catch you in the next video, and if you've stuck around for this long, thanks. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button and hit like or dislike. I will catch you next time, fellas. See ya. Outback Mini Models signing out.